everyone, Rose Wildsmith here, and welcome to my online Sketchbook Social, and welcome if you're watching it on the replay as well. This is my very first time going live on YouTube, so I'm a bit nervous, so yeah, please be gentle with me. I've got my cup of tea and I've got my junk journal and I've got some materials and things, so I'm just gonna hang out with you, chatting away, doing some art. So I hope that wherever you are, you can grab a cup of tea or grab a drink, maybe a snack, and your sketchbook or whatever art you're working on, and we can just kind of like hang out virtually while we're working on our art together. I've been doing this a little bit in locally in Amsterdam, and it's been really nice actually. I've been going to various cafes and things, and people have been turning up and bringing their sketchbook, and we just kind of hang out and chat and have a drink, and it's a really nice way to meet people. So I thought I'd try it online and see whether anyone is interested in in joining me virtually. So I thought I'd just start by giving you a little flick through this is my junk journal that I made, and the cover is an old painting that I did on a big canvas that I chopped up and used it as a cover, and then I filled it up myself with various pieces of different kinds of paper, and then I've worked on it. So the things at the beginning are a bit more finished, and as we go through it's a bit less finished. So I'd kind of forgotten about this actually. I started this a long time ago and it's been on my bookshelf, and I just suddenly spotted it, and I just thought, oh yeah, gosh, I'd forgotten I was doing that. So I thought I'd bring it out for this session today. It's a bit different to the sort of format that I normally work on. Usually I'm working on, you know, square, well usually I have sketchbooks like this, so the pages are square, and then it's a double spread when you open it up. Then this is obviously a little bit of a different sort of size and orientation, but I really like having the pages be something that has already got something on it when you come to start, and because it's all recycled stuff, it feels like less precious somehow, so you feel a bit less inhibited about getting in there and and having a go. I'm just going to check and see. I've got my iPad here so I can see if there's any comments coming in on the live chat. Not yet. Okay, that's fine. But if you are here watching, then please leave me a message and let me know what you think. It'd be great to hear from you. So let's see how this goes. So yeah, so this is a few different kinds of things that I've stuck in. This is deli paper that I've got printed, and stickers and bits of collage. I've got some paint and some Posca pens and washi tape. Done a little bit of sewing there. So it'd be nice to actually get back into this today. Some really nice pages in here. It says nobody is free until we are all free. You can see as you go through it's getting less and less sort of finished, the pages. Little monkey that I drew. This is a piece of paper that I got from an art shop, and it's such beautiful paper that you can kind of not do anything else to it because it's so nice, and you can kind of see through it. I don't really know what it is, but it's just beautiful. Oh, I love baby tapirs, they're one of my favourite animals. Okay, so well, now we're getting to the point where there isn't as much going on, so I'll stop flicking through now. But Yeah, what shall I start with? I think I might start with, I've got some of these Greek, what's it called? A Greek ephemera that I got when I was in Athens last year, and I've made a whole video about this, which you can go and have a look at. And I thought that I might use some of these today. It feels a bit weird to be using it because it's also old and kind of feels a little bit precious, but I keep telling myself that I need to just be brave and just go for it. Some of it, you know, they're all just like invoices for silly things like engineering parts, and so they're not exactly like the most precious things in the world, but I just find them interesting because they've got Greek writing, and you know, they're from a totally different life to mine. So yeah, I think I might stick some of this in. Some lined paper here with some writing on. Oh, it's really old, look at it. And it smells of tobacco, I just noticed. Yeah, didn't notice that before. Some of these papers are really, really thin, almost see-through. That might be quite nice to go over the top of something else. Okay, I'm going to pick that one out, and I'm going to pick this one out. Let's see if we can find a good place to put it. I tend to just kind of flick through randomly and just see what speaks to me, what says, yes, that's a good place for it. I wonder if this could go here. I actually spend quite a lot of my time when I'm working my sketchbook just sort of trying things out, testing things, seeing. Auditioning, I think that was the word I was looking for. I like to audition things in my sketchbook and see whether it feels right. Maybe this page. Yeah, I got a gut feeling that this is the right page. So there you go. You have to just listen. So I think I'm going to tear it along the lines that are kind of folded into the page already. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, seems good. So I've got some soft gel matte here, which I'm going to use for collage today with one of these Catalyst wedge things on a stick. Kind of like the glue sticks that you used to get in primary school, if you know what I mean, and with those little plastic sticks for doing glue work. These are like the adult version. Oh, hi Maria, I just saw your comment. Oh, it's so nice to see you on here, and I'm glad you're enjoying the course. Oh, that makes me really happy. Okay. Now the question is, am I going to put some of this stuff over the top? No, I think I'm just going to leave it like that, but I might just put a little dab under these bits that are sticking up. So I hope April is treating you well so far. Everybody. We've had some nice weather here, which has been nice. Really starts to feel like summer is coming. I'm just going to have a little sip of my tea. Okay, what shall I do with this really see-through one? It's almost like dressmaking paper. So I think it would look really nice because you could put it over the top of something as a kind of semi-translucent thing. Just need to find the right thing for it. I don't know whether it's going to go completely translucent when I stick it down, so it'll be a bit of an experiment. Yeah, this piece of paper really smells of tobacco. It's really funny. Yeah, I keep coming back to this page. I think I might try it on here. Yeah, maybe this section here. Okay. I love this time of year, and I live on the 3rd and 4th floor, and so outside of our windows we have trees, but they're the tops of the trees because we're so high up, and it's really nice because you can watch the leaves as they come out, and every day I've been looking and being like, oh, the leaves are out a little bit more. And it's funny because it always feels like they're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and then one day they're suddenly out and you're just like, oh, what happened? I was waiting, I was watching, and then suddenly they just go pop. And the birds, they're making lots of noise, they're all nesting and stuff, so. I love spring, I think it's my favourite season. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh, that works really well as a translucent thing. Ooh, I like that a lot. Okay, I'm going to do something else now. I think I might do a bit of... I've got some of these Stabilo woodies here. I use my little pots that I made in one of my videos to keep my woodies in. So I think I'm going to use some of these. Which colour shall I go for? I might go for pink. They're so big. I might do some on this page. It's looking a bit plain. Oh, thanks, Maria. I'm just watching your comments. Oh, I'd totally forgotten about this type of junk journal. I think I got so into my other kinds of sketchbook, I totally forgot, and I just love it. It's so nice, especially when you feel like you're doing something recycling with all the stuff that you would normally just throw it away. I'm very aware when I'm editing my videos that I end up cutting out quite a lot of myself going and tripping over my words, whereas in the live you don't really have that option. So I'm feeling a bit nervous about my ability to talk coherently. So that's funny. But then I was thinking it's kind of like being in the live situation. When you're in person, you can't edit what you say, so it's kind of not that different really. But I do have crippling social anxiety, so that's probably part of it. Okay, I think I'm going to use some of this gesso. I like this lady. She's sort of wearing this ridiculous outfit, which I think is just superb. I like to use gesso because it just kind of makes everything sink back into the background a little bit. Just sort of helps to blend everything together. Now, am I going to be all right to turn the page? Yeah, I think I will be all right. I think I'd like to do some collage. I've actually been editing a video that is going to come out next month where I'm making these painted gauzes. And I'd like to show in the video some things that you can do with it. So I thought maybe I'd try and add some of these to my journal today. Yes, I'm going to need some scissors here. I wonder if I can just... No, it doesn't tear. We've got a school outside our house, just sort of underneath the window. So you might be able to hear the kids playing. I'm curious with this gauze, what happens if I stick it down just like I would with any other collage element with using my soft gel mat, and just see. I don't always use this, by the way. I sometimes have this, usually have this stuff which is called acrylic binder, which I use as a kind of glue. Or sometimes I just use Pritt sticks because they do work quite well. You just have to make sure you put enough on there. But sometimes you do find it can peel off again after a while. But I saw this in my stash as I was preparing for the live video, and I thought, that'll probably work really well because it's matte. I thought I'd give it a go. I just wasn't sure because it's got little holes in the gauze whether the glue would seep through. But hopefully because it's matte, when it's dry it will kind of, you won't be able to notice it, it will dry and be nice and invisible. So I'd love to hear whether you think these live videos are a good thing for me to do again, because I think it's a nice way to connect with people, but never sure whether people actually like watching live streams. I don't really watch very many live streams myself, I have to say. So, oh, I like that gauze there. It adds a nice bit of texture. Yeah, cool. And you'll notice that I do kind of tend to flip from one page to another, and I think that's just in my nature. I wonder sometimes whether I have ADHD, because I do like to flip from one thing to another. I find it really hard to stay just on one page and do it from start to finish. But I've just learnt to accept it, and that's just the way I am, and it's fine. What else can I do? I think I've got some paints here. I might do a bit of painting. Ooh. Oh, this binding for the notebook for the junk journal is silk sari yarn. I just dripped pink paint all over it. And yeah, these are recycled saris. Aren't they great? I don't know if you've come across this kind of stuff before, but I've got a couple of skeins of it, and it's such special sparkly stuff. I love it. This is actually one of my favourite ways to apply paint, is with just like a scrapery thing. Get nice, interesting textures. So I have my three favourite colours are magenta, yellow and teal. And they kind of make a bit of a primary palette, quite a cool primary palette, but that's what I like in general. So I decided to start using them as a kind of restricted palette, and it works quite well. And then I usually always like the colours that I make as well, which always helps. And you can see that these colours they sort of echo with this piece that's already here, so I feel like that works quite well. Teal is absolutely my favourite colour. It's always been my favourite colour ever since I was a kid. But I didn't really know the word teal, so I'd just say turquoise was my favourite colour. And then when I discovered this kind of teal, I was like, yes, that's it. Gosh, it's 2:25 already. That time has gone so fast. I'm only going to be on here for an hour. So nearly halfway gone. Well, time flies when you're having fun, as they say. And when it mixes, it makes quite a nice purple, which I like. Oh, I've got loads of extra paint here. What am I going to do with it? I might get another sketchbook. So I don't want to leave it too thick because then it'll take ages to dry. Let's see. Blank page here, so I'm just going to scrape it off. The trouble is with having favourite colours is that it's very easy to always go back to the colours that you like again and again and get sort of stuck in a bit of a rut. But, you know, it's good to have your favourites, I think, and well, don't know what else to say about that. I do try and stretch myself and push myself out of my comfort zone sometimes and try and do, so I always tend to go for really bright colours, and what is difficult for me is to go for more muted colours. So I find things like browns and pastels and very sort of, well, I'm learning to love them more as I go, but yeah, I always tend to go for, you know, bright rainbow colours. So I'm trying to branch out, but it's not always easy. Now, another thing I thought I could try. I've been experimenting, excuse me, I've been experimenting a lot to see if I can mix textiles into my sketchbook work, and I actually had some success. So I'll definitely make a video about it soon. One of the things that I did is I used this stuff called Bonderweb, which you can iron on to the back of fabric, and it's like a glue, a fine sort of mesh of glue, and then you iron it on, and then you can peel off this stuff, and then the back of the fabric is kind of gluey, and then you can put it down on your paper and then iron it on again. So it works really well actually to be able to add textiles in without it going all gummy and mucky from using like a soft gel mat or something. I mean, I'm sure that would also work, but I just feel like using the iron is not much neater because you don't end up getting glue all over your hands and stuff. I think I might add some of this pink fabric in here. I think that would be interesting. Yeah, I'm going to just snip. And then I always save these little bits because you can always use them again later. And I discovered that you can actually use Bonderweb with paper as well, which is another thing that you can do with collage. You can iron down your paper using this iron-on glue, and then you don't get sticky fingers quite so much. Okay, so I'm going to turn my iron on. And usually I will use some greaseproof paper. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Just to protect my iron, because sometimes a bit of glue will seep out, and then if the glue gets on the actual iron, then it can mess up the iron a bit. And this iron, it doesn't take very long at all to heat up because it's a tiny travel iron. Oh, it's gone and stuck to the stuck to the page underneath because it's seeped outside, but that's all right. Okay, cool. Just adds a bit of a different texture. I kind of want to try using some more of this gauze. Maybe, see here, I was testing myself, stretching myself to see if I could do some more subdued colours, because usually I do such bright colours, and so this is my attempt at being a little bit more sort of sludgy and not quite so rainbowy. Okay, I'm gonna give it a go. Oh, Maria, I just saw your message about you turning up for the live streams if you can make it. That's great, and thanks for the feedback, because yeah, it really helps. Sometimes you feel like you're making content and it just kind of goes out into the ether and you have no idea how it's being received. What should we do here? And I feel like maybe I could distress this a bit more. Pulling some of the strands out, make it a bit more frayed at the edge there. Okay. Where's me thingy bob gone? I'll just put it back in there. Nice. This piece of paper here is actually, the handwriting is my grandmother's handwriting, and I did a bit of jelly plate printing with my mum when I was at her house, and she brought out all these old notebooks that she'd kept from when my grandma, when she was sorting out my grandma's house, and yeah, it's really nice to have her handwriting there. They're all stuff that, you know, the content wasn't particularly useful, but it's nice to be able to repurpose things like that. Now I have to decide whether I'm going to leave this flapping over the edge like that, or whether I'm going to cut it off. What should I do? Well, I suppose I can leave it for now and I can cut it off later if I decide I want to. bit of my tea. Ah, I haven't heard of that artist, Maria. Lauren Sven, I can't pronounce it, Sventner, who uses tack iron to stick her collages in her art. Ah, I'm gonna have to look her up, because I just had this light bulb moment where I thought, oh, I could use this with paper as well. Because I learned about using it for textile art, but then, yeah, I suddenly thought, oh, this is a great way of doing collage without getting, you know, sticky fingers and stuff. So it's interesting that someone else has already done that. Okay, I'm gonna look. I've got these. Just got these folders where I collect all my paper scraps, and I've roughly tried to collect them in sort of like in size. So I've got small pieces in here, which maybe this small is better actually for this project, but I'm gonna have to look through the medium first. When you don't know what to do with all those little bits of scraps that you've got left over, I'll just keep them in a folder. And then actually sometimes the shapes, like the shapes of the torn edges and stuff, can be actually quite nice to play with, because they're just as they come. Oh, I quite like this black and white hexagon here. Put that to one side. What else have we got? This is a piece out of a learning Russian book. I think I've already got some of those sorts of things in this junk journal already. I think I might try and find a place for this. Isn't this lovely? This, I think, was done using transfer crayons and a stencil, but I did it so long ago I can't exactly remember. But every time, when I've been trying to iron this to use my bond web technique, it transfers onto the greaseproof paper. So it's definitely transfer crayons, but I think this was like some sort of matte. Oh, I'm just going to turn my iron off actually before I forget. Yeah, anyway, it's nice colours. I think I might see what I can do with that. What else have we got here? Oh yeah, this was from the ice dyeing that I did. I dyed papers. I think I might be able to use that. Right, I'm going to just stick with those pieces for now. This is the first one that jumped out at me. So I'm going to just see if I can find a place in this for this to go. Oh, I really like that. I'm really pleased with that. It's funny flicking through here because I haven't worked on it for so long. I've kind of forgotten these spreads, and I'm just struck by sudden. Oh, yeah, I forgot I did that. Oh, it's quite nice here. I've got some tracing paper so you can see through it, and if you have black and white, it's really striking and you can really see through it quite easily. So I might stick it there. Yes. Oh, thanks, Michelle. Oh, it's nice that you've tuned in. I don't know if you're here at the beginning, but I was just saying that this is a junk journal that I made a while ago, and it's been on my shelf. And I just found it today when I was preparing for this live stream. I've worked in it over the years. I mean, I don't know how long ago I started it. But the cover is from a canvas painting that I did, and then I cut it up. And the pages at the front are a lot more finished than they are as you get towards the back. And thanks everyone for coming to my very first live stream, because I was feeling so nervous, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting anyone to turn up at all. So it's been really nice to actually be able to chat to real people. It's made my first different to the colours I'd usually choose, but I actually really like them. So this is the sort of thing that does push me to try going out of my comfort zone and finding colours that I do like that are, oh, how about that? Oh wow, you're coming in from California. That's so cool. I'm getting more confident now, so I'm just going for it and just sticking things in. It always takes me a little while to warm up. It's nice to have these sessions because it gives me dedicated time where I can actually just work on my sketchbooks. I find recently that sometimes I feel like I don't ever get time. I'm doing so many other things, making videos and stuff. But it's like time set aside for doing this. Oh, hi Jackie, thanks for joining me. Yes, I know I could keep adding to it forever, and that's what I like to do with my sketchbooks, is not have it ever be really finished as such until I really feel like, yes, it's finished. Just leave it open, just come back and add a little bit here and a little bit there. Quite like that because the negative space and then how it interacts with this pink line here. And my gut feeling is saying yes. I think I might try and make it go right up to the edge here for a bit of contrast to the sort of torn bit. So I usually would like mark it with my nail, and then I can cut it a bit more precisely. Yeah, Michelle, I don't know if you were here at the beginning when we were talking about the trees. So I was saying that I live on the 3rd and 4th floor, so you can see the tops of the trees out of my window. And I've been like watching every day, just seeing the little buds and thinking, oh, they're going to come out soon. And now they're just small leaves. I love this time of year. Okay. Interesting. I hope this gel matte, soft gel matte, works and keeps everything stuck down nicely. I feel tempted to go over the top a little bit. Yeah, hi Michelle, I live in Amsterdam in the Netherlands. I'm originally from the UK. I've lived here for 5 years now. I really like how this greeny blue plays off this kind of pink and violet here. Nice colours. Right, let's see what else I've got to collage. I've got this folder which I call inspirational images, which are kind of like, instead of just scraps with textiles and colours, they are more kind of like things, like focal images. Let's see what I've got in here. I like this lion. I do speak a little bit of Dutch. I was just, well, my daughter goes to Dutch school, so she's fluent in Dutch. She's totally bilingual now. And my husband, he has been working just in the last year. He's been working in a company where people speak a lot more Dutch, whereas before he was working more in an international kind of place. And so his Dutch has improved so much, whereas I understand a lot and I can speak it a little bit, but I just lack the confidence. And the other day at one of my sketchbook socials here in Amsterdam, I didn't realise that this person was actually not Dutch, because she was chatting away in Dutch to these other people. And then she said that she'd only been living here for 4.5 years, and I just felt so embarrassed because I've lived here for longer than that. And the thing is, everyone speaks such good English here, so it's really easy to just always switch to English, especially if you're not confident. I'm gonna see, I just sort of roughly cut this out, so I'm gonna just trim it a little bit. There's something about the colour of the lion's tongue that is like reminded me of this pink here. I think it kind of goes quite well, and there's this gold that I've got here matches the lion's fur. So I feel like he belongs there. Don't know whether to trim around him a little bit. Yeah, I think I might do that. Always got to take a risk, haven't you? You know, sometimes you might do something and you think, oh no, I liked it better before. But that is just the way it goes. See, I don't like it as much now. I suppose I could always just stick both parts down. Well, you win some, you lose some. Michelle's asking whether I do slow stitch. Actually, I do, yeah. Last year, sort of around November, December time, I joined a course, an online course with an artist called Shelley Rhodes, who's one of my absolute favourite artists. And she does quite a lot of slow stitching in her work, and in the course she was encouraging us to do quite a lot of that sort of thing. So when I went away for Christmas, went to the UK to visit family, I took a project with me which was some slow stitch, and I got really into it actually. I haven't really done any videos about it on my channel yet, but I think I will, because I've been exploring this way of how do I incorporate textiles into my sketchbook work, into my mixed media work. So I think, yeah, I definitely have got a video coming up. I just don't know exactly when. I think the thing with slow stitch is that it's so meditative and it's such a nice process, but it is quite slow, so you have to be in the right frame of mind. Yes, Shelley Rhodes does. She's got two books. She's got one called I think it's called Sketchbook Explorations, all about different ways of keeping a sketchbook. And she also has one called Fragmentation and Repair, which is great. It's all about taking things and ripping them up and destroying them and then stitching them back together. And yeah, just up my street. If you like the sort of distressed, you know, peeling paint, rusty, decaying things, then you'll love that Fragmentation and Repair book. I think also doing the course with Shelley, I've just realised how confident she is. She just kind of goes for it, and she just like takes the things that she's been working on and rips them up. And I always spend so long prevaricating about what I'm going to do, like this, and cut the line up, and now I'm like, no, I actually want to have it how it was. Should be more, have the courage of my convictions a bit more, but hey ho, the perfectionist in me. Oh, it's strong. The perfectionist. Oh, I'm getting myself in a bit of a mess here, so I'm going to just wipe the table a bit. Oh, I've only got 5 minutes to go. That's, time has gone so quickly. I hope you've managed to either enjoy just watching someone else being creative, or maybe you've actually managed to get your sketchbooks out and do something creative while you've been watching. Yeah, I do definitely like the lion without the cut. Interesting, isn't it? I feel like it needs something that he's roaring at over here. Let's see what else I've got in here. Got this little kitten cowering, but that would be a bit mean, wouldn't it? To have the little kitten who's cowering and being roared at by the lion. Look, there's a antelope or a goat or something skull there. Maybe the lion could be roaring at that. Maria says she's doing laundry and bed linen as she watches it. That's great. I love watching art videos when I'm doing housework as well. You live vicariously through the person who's being creative. Right, shall I have it here or shall I have it here? Okay, feeling it should go here somehow. Like he's charging towards the lion. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you're up before 6 o'clock, Michelle. That's very, very early for me. I'm definitely a late riser. But what a nice way to wake up in the morning, just join a live stream of someone being creative. Nice, get to chat to people on the other side of the world. It's cool. I got a bit of glue on the front of the paper, so I'm just going to put glue all over it. The good thing with working with acrylics is that the things do dry really quickly, so you can just turn the page and work on something else. But better just check on my earlier stuff and see whether it's stuck to the page. Ah, here. Oh, this looks like it's dried quite well. You can't really see the glue in that medium, so that's a success. I'm lost now, can't find my other pieces. Oh, it's my mum's puppy, so cute. Ah, here we go, this one, that's all dried well. And this one, that's dried well as well. So. Right, well, it's 3 o'clock, so I think that means that's the end, because my daughter's going to come home from school soon. So I'm going to say goodbye. But it's been really, really nice hanging out with you. This has been such a lovely surprise, because I was so nervous about doing a live stream, and I just didn't think anyone was going to come, and I was going to have to talk to myself for an hour, and wasn't sure how I was going to do it. But yeah, it's been really, really nice hanging out with you, and I'll try and make this a regular thing. I'll have to have a think about whether I do it every week, or every 2 weeks or something, but yeah, I hope this time is kind of a good time for some people. And if you're watching it on the repeat, on the rebroadcast, what do you call it, the recording, then hopefully you're getting something out of it as well. And yeah, really nice to hang out with you. So I'm going to say goodbye now. All right. Thanks for joining me. Bye.